Back, guys. Sorry about that. My internet crapped out for a couple seconds and everything shut down. So we just took an impromptu break, and now we're back
Who
as
needs
usual.
internet?
And I will fix the overlays as we continue where we left off. So Travis, take us away.
All right, so you guys had you guys had just kind of finished your public business with the council, I believe, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
bow and step back.
Okay. And let's see. The High Counselor kind of waves over an attendant, and you see them walking after you and say, "The council will meet you after the public session has ended. It should be a couple hours yet if you wish to take lunch beforehand."
Oh,
I nod and say thank you.
Like,
okay. Several hours.
well,
Yeah.
do we want
Go get lunch, I guess.
Like- I was gonna say, do we want to spend a couple of hours in the library then as well, since we got some downtime?
Why would we do that when we could go eat lunch?
No,
Yeah,
Nina,
well,
I understand.
I
your
can't even
urgency.
read. Why would I go to a library?
Nina, I understand
Like-
our urgency.
Well, she
but
can't either.
Oh, no,
We
not
need
urgency,
to.
I just don't,
We
I
need
don't
to.
see us
We need to
eating for
consult
3
with the.
hours.
We need to consult with the sage.
Let's talk to them
And
first.
that's.
Yeah.
So we I think we just passed the time, Travis.
Okay. Cool. So you guys, grab some lunch, check out maybe the town hall, which does have a good amount of like artwork and very fine like wood panel detailing. It's obviously high craftsmanship. So yeah, you guys hang around there. There are plenty of vendors kind of in the city square just outside the hall, so you can easily grab food and check things out. Nothing else you want to do? No shopping or anything? I mean, you've got a few hours.
I distribute the 1,000 gold reward.
Okay.
And I.
Let's do some window shopping.
Hmm.
We got time. So there might be a few items we might be interested in that we might be able to afford or
Okay.
afford later after adventures.
Yeah. Nina, you're too excited about shopping, I think.
I-
Not that
Seriously,
exciting.
I'm one of 3 people who went shopping the other day.
You went shopping the other day.
No, I didn't. I stayed.
No, she was blind. She stayed in her room.
Yeah, and after she got healed, she went shopping at a general store.
No,
That
we
was
were-
today.
That was
Yeah.
this morning. It
That
took
was
me
this
all of
morning?
2 minutes to get me a
That
lantern.
was this
Did we
morning.
get healed today? Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I don't have any shopping to do. If you guys want to do something, you can.
Yeah, let's go visit the magic shops.
Yeah, so there are
I tag
actually
along.
there are actually a good number of smaller magic shops. You check out a few, and it's mostly potions or scrolls or getting spells casted on you. But you do find a couple with items if you would be so interested.
Is this
Indeed,
looking
Travis.
at it? Looking at the outside? Does this look like Llewellyn caliber?
Never.
Let's
Never.
let's see actually. Okay. All right. So you are, there's kind of a certain street with several magic shops on them. And you do notice a rather large building where there are several men outside, like, on ladders and stuff, kind of nailing up, like, signs and polishing windows, and you see some paint going on the outside. And directing them is a familiar face. No, move it to the side a little more. Come on. What are you doing?
Awesome.
I told
awesome.
you, Robin's Egg Blue. Come on.
Llewellyn?
Well,
Really, I would've
well,
expected
I will
this.
be a
Llewellyn.
shit sword donkey. Is that Llewellyn?
Yes.
Oh
Who?
my god.
Llewellyn!
Wave.
We're trying to get his attention. Like, hey, remember?
Okay,
I don't know
he's
this guy,
looking
right?
around
You don't know.
and
no.
doesn't seem to
Yeah,
spot you
I'm just
right
like-
away.
I,
mean, there's a
I,
good
Llewellyn,
crowd.
it's
I
us.
pull my.
I
hand
walk.
out.
I walk up to him, and I say, picking up shop, are we? Setting down new routes?
Durian! Durian, good to see you, old friend! And he wrings your hand very vigorously. Oh, I did not expect to run into you! What are you doing here, you old dog?
Escaped a few scrapes.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, that's
Scrapes? I can't imagine you guys, he says with a wink. What am I doing here? Well, it seems when the king of a certain kingdom wishes to appropriate all of your belongings for, I believe he called it national defense purposes, well, I just politely suggested to his requisitioned soldiers that they should maybe go back and get approval, make sure that they have all the paperwork.
Say no
filled out.
more. Say no more. I am well aware of the changeability of the mind.
Ah, yes. Of course you are, Durian. Good to
Suggested.
see you. It's nice to see friendly faces.
Hey.
I'm not gonna lie. A lot of elves here kind of look down on us. Gives you a serious look, Durian.
I haven't seen much of it yet, but I haven't been really paying attention, right? We've been out in the
Good
wilderness.
for you. Let it bounce off you.
Yes, well.
So,
Do you have you set up shop yet? Are you open? We'd love to talk and perhaps
Oh, well.
exchange-
I'll give elven craftsmen this. They're good workers. They do good work, but they take their time. And their lifespans are so long. Anyway, I am not fully set up, but if you would come see me in a week or so, I should have everything ready to go. Though, of course, if there's something particular you're looking for, I can check my wares at some point.
It's nothing urgent for me. Nina may have something.
well, I got a question.
Oh, Nina,
I'll
my
look at-
dear, good to see you again. How's the scythe holding up?
Oh, it's served me very well, Mr. Owen. Thank you. And I sort of bow.
I would expect an enchantment of my own to do such.
I have something. I'm actually very glad
That's-
you're here,
that's-
Llewellyn. We've come
Oh,
across
yes.
something of interest I would like you to consult and give me advice on, but I would like to do it when you have some more time.
Some more time and maybe a more private space. You always bring interesting things to look at, Durian.
This is very interesting.
Oh, well, I'm eager with anticipation. And you, my
Mr.
dear,
Llewellyn.
I don't believe we've met. I'm Llewellyn Desmond. He holds out his hand.
Desmond. Okay.
She kind of puts her hand out okay.
Oh,
Oh.
my lady. He
Can
kisses
you
your
spell
fingers.
that in its entirety, please? I don't think I've actually had
Oh.
his name spelled.
Oh,
That's right.
goodness gracious. Just fucking sound it out. Travis, spell every single
No,
name.
no, I
you
meant
said today.
Llewellyn's actual first name.
Llewellyn.
Yeah.
Llewellyn.
Spell that.
Llewellyn,
Sure.
this isn't,
It's easy.
Look up the actor who played Q in the first 17 Bond movies, and then make
Not the
his
hot
last
new
name his
one?
first name, and his first name is last.
That's actually
the new-
nice
New
little
Q
window.
is super hot.
the new Q doesn't have any good toys.
No.
Oh,
Anyway,
Llewellyn, but I mean, there's other more important stuff in price, but I was wondering,
oh, of course. I am always willing to take time for you guys.
yeah,
What is...
really small. I showed him the red cap tooth.
Ooh. Oh, my. Where did you get this?
Well, I mean,
Just tail.
you know
we
us.
extracted them from some.
From the source,
Owners,
I'm
yes.
sure.
From the
Yes,
source.
yeah.
You could definitely say that. They were.
Yes, I
they
know
weren't-
exactly what these are. You can tell by the striations. It looks like teeth built on teeth.
Yeah.
See right there, and he kind of points it out.
They weren't very friendly.
Oh, I imagine not. No, I'm glad to see you all still here with us.
Yeah. So
Well, actually, I'm afraid that's not true. Where is the lady?
I was just about to tell
I
you.
sort of bow my head in disappointment
Oh
and shame.
no.
Let's just say that much can hide in tall grass, including chimeras.
or tall snow.
Chimeras.
It is no more.
I would expect
Yeah,
nothing
we
less.
avenged her.
But
Mr. Llewellyn.
those, I pull my sleeve back. I show the brace and I say, "This fine work that you've done. It's or that you acquired anyway. Its partner is lost, and it's merely a remembrance now.
Oh.
Mr. Llewellyn, sir.
Yes,
Uh,
yes,
I,
sorry.
I sort of like,
Wait, what about the
I
tooth?
sort of like
Oh,
say it
yes.
quietly.
Hold on. We're
Um,
still talking about the tooth.
Yes, one moment, dear. Keep one of these on you each. I will buy any extras you have for 1,000 gold apiece. And he hands it back to you, Durian.
What? The
Why?
Oh shit.
I handed it
Where
to Caven,
these-
but
Where these displayed, they will, and, well, I don't know if endear is the right word. You will carry more weight with creatures of the same type. And I don't just mean the species, I mean Fae as a whole.
So they won't
Okay.
be mad if
Hmm.
we
That's interesting.
publicly display parts of their.
Depends very much on who you meet. Let's just say it will make them take your word more seriously. Whether they would attack you or help you, that's up to the species you meet.
Okay.
well, Llewellyn, I would
That's
It will
I
make
would,
them take you seriously, whether they wish to harm you or not.
I say to Llewellyn, I say, well, as much as 1,000 gold is attractive, your first advice stands because I believe all of us just have one apiece.
not quite actually.
Nina, did you pick up multiple?
Yeah. You know how we were talking about like basically who did a lot, and there was
You
five.
you did do much that day. I
Yeah,
had
so
trouble
you guys
with the-
actually granted me the fifth tooth because it's in my character sheet.
Oh, that's
And-
that's true. That's absolutely. I remember that now. It's true.
All right.
Yeah,
He is
and
richer than she
Monolin
was before.
has the 6th.
Yeah,
Wait, I have two?
there was
Okay.
7
Okay.
reptats. One of them literally his head flew out a window and could not be recovered.
Oh, I do have two.
Yeah, that was mine.
The other 6 were looted.
I say, perhaps these two will be doing business with you, Llewellyn. They've earned it.
I very much look forward to it.
We'll see you in a week's time at least, and when you settle down. I believe Nina had a question for you.
Yes,
and
my
I say in hushed tones to make sure it's just only us that can hear, not the workers.
I mean,
But I
they're
say you,
noisy.
They're banging away
Yeah.
on a ladder. So.
you helped us with recommend. We heard something interesting earlier at the council that 2 green dragons
The council
had.
meeting. God, I missed it. Ah.
Yeah, apparently 2 green dragons have been spotted to the east. I was wondering, what can you tell us about green dragons? You helped us with recommend, after all.
Green dragons.
The green and dragon.
Don't get close? That's kind of good advice for any dragon.
We reject that choice, obviously.
Take
we
it
just
from
chuckle
afar
like,
if
"Oh."
you can. I'm no battle strategist myself. Green. Try and find some potions of acid resistance.
I sort of smile when I say that. I look at my armor for a second, and I'm like, I smile, Travis, and the smile was very, very noticeable. And I'm like, what else can you tell us, Mr. Allen?
What?
They're dragons. They fly. They breathe acid. They're evil as all get out.
Yes.
I don't know what else to tell you. Be very careful, especially if there are 2 of them.
They favor forests, swamps.
My dear,
swamps,
I
and
really
venom,
can't.
and
I really can't tell you more. If you heard it at the council chamber,
Okay,
I'm sure someone there would know.
We can learn more, Nina.
Uh,
I think Llewellyn's told us the important bit.
Oh, yeah, the second question I had is, what can you tell me about trolls?
Burn
And-
them. Burn them with fire.
Burn trolls.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Burn
That's not a
And-
joke,
them.
my dear. They will heal from
Apparently
nearly
they-
any wound.
Oh.
Okay, but you know all this.
Yeah.
Okay, burn them. For real.
Burn
Seriously,
with
And-
with fire.
the little green fey creatures, I'm sorry, I don't know what their race is called, so I don't mean no offense, but do you know where they live?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Nina,
Uh,
we could-
Basically,
You can find
Travis,
out.
I give them the description of the little green guys. That was in the council meeting that was talking about the
I'm
trolls.
sorry, dear. Still no clue what you're talking about. Fey
think
creatures?
Yeah,
I haven't
they
seen
were-
any of them around, but not many fays step into my shop.
Hmm.
Okay. Well,
May
Mr.
set
Ron,
some things off, huh?
Well,
I do have.
You know, they
this-
do have innate magical powers. Fascinating beings, but tricky at times.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
Mr. Rowan, I
We
thank
know.
you for your advice. I happen to have one of
Of
those spare
course, Steve.
teeth. Would you be happy to? When would you be happy to, perhaps trade?
Really, my dear, I'd like to get my shop set up, but come
We'll
back,
come back
in
in
a
a-
few days. A few
We'll come-
days.
Okay.
I should be up and running if the paint is still drying.
Nina, I think we'll be paying Llewellyn a visit in 3 or 4 days. He'll be able to get set up, and then we'll go from there. Yes.
Yep. And I sort of like quickly lean into a well and whisper, "I'll give you a discount because you've been so good to me." Wink.
Nina,
What the?
you were always my favorite. He gives you a kiss on the cheek and goes back to his.
Durian would
whatever.
contest that if he had heard it, but he didn't.
Nope.
All right. So I say, come friends. This has been a good encounter. I feel good about this city now. It feels right. Llewellyn, good luck.
Oh, of course. Can't wait to see you again. Fawn, you said it was?
Yes.
Pleasure to meet you, my dear. I hope we can do a lot of business in the future.
Perhaps.
On, you should listen to him. So
She like
smart.
gives him an
Travis.
awkward smile, like, "You're really happy all the time." It's weird.
Travis, I
Excellent.
commit
Well,
his
back
location.
to it. I'm sorry?
I commit the location to his shop to memory.
Okay.
We know where it's at.
Such things do not need
You
to be declared.
forget it!
Oh,
CN
no, Travis,
There's a
why?
reason why I'm saying, 'cause
Where-
technically CN is a huge city.
Durian goes
you know
into a
what I mean?
panic. He's like, "Where am I? Oh my god, I'm lost."
Yeah, actually, Palatinus and Riem, and you've been in a couple cities bigger than this, at
Oh, this
least.
is not a very big city.
But, yeah.
25,000 or so.
Yeah. I mean, it's good size, but
And
we're not. Yeah, we know where it's at.
So
Yeah.
I
we
guess
kill
go
time.
into one of the other magic shops that's actually open. You said
No.
there's a few of them, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
all right.
Sure. You, what are you looking for more specifically?
I'm just window shopping, really, Travis. You can send me a list later if you want.
No, I'm not going to send you a list. Give
No.
me a more specific idea of what you're looking for. Like potions,
I'm a
items,
fighter.
just in general.
I
like,
checked. Yeah. I'm a fighter. I check potions, rings, armor, weapons. That
Okay,
I can
yeah,
use, like a bow or an axe, hand axe.
sure.
And I imagine there's
so,
aside from the wall ceremony.
certainly not scythe. Yeah, I mean, you can certainly find potions of various descriptions. Anything you're looking for in particular?
Healing, invisibility. Well, I guess invisibility doesn't help me. Acid resistance, as Llewellyn said.
Yeah. So you can easily find healing. You do find a shop selling a couple invisibility potions and a couple of acid something. I don't know if it's resistance.
Resistance is the flat 10 damage reduction. The potion of protection is 12 times cast level. You just absorb. It's like a shield.
Okay.
How much are the invisibility potions?
I believe 300 apiece.
How many do they have?
Cheap. Pair, if you would like them.
I'll buy 2.
Nice. Okay. Caven's got so much money.
Buy through, because Cayman is rich as shit.
So +2 invis. Cool. You have them and they are yours.
Cool.
And you can find. Let me look here. Per caster level. Okay. So you can find. You can find one potion of acid resistance.
The same thing that my armor has. It's not.
I'd have to look at your armor again, but you can find one of those potions.
Yeah, like my armor comes standard with as basically damage reduction 10 acid.
Yeah, they don't stack, you know.
Yeah, no, that's what I was asking. Like, I was wondering if it was the protection version.
It's resistance. It's not protection.
How much is that?
That would be shit. I should have the potions page up. SRD, sorry, 1 minute.
Potion of spider climb.
I
300 gold.
Saying that maybe you'd have that, but like really cheap. I'm not actually there. I'm joking.
No, you're with
we
the
followed along.
Oh, yeah.
Kinda
Oh,
just,
did we?
we're just kind of. I'm chatting. I actually am chatting with Gaben and Fawn, just like in a camaraderie sort of.
Okay, because Fawn is just like, I don't like
nat
shopping.
20, yeah, you can totally find some spider climb if you want it.
Nope.
Okay.
Fawn's just like, I'm bored. I don't like to shop.
But you can find a potion of acid resistance.
Fawn, this is the.
Okay, how much is that, Travis?
300 gold.
Fawn doesn't have that much.
I look at it
You
and
just
I'm
got
like,
250.
Oh, maybe Fawn does have. Fawn
Yeah,
has
I
that much.
updated your.
Fawn doesn't know how she feels about spending like all her gold on one fucking potion, though.
well, Durian, 2 sapphires and 3 rubies. What the hell did you say they were worth?
I told you at some point. You know, I'd have
Yeah.
to. Where did you get these? Remind me.
I think this is all from Recommend.
The rubies are maybe 50 gold, and the what was the other one? Sapphires?
Sapphires.
75.
So 150, 150. Okay, I sort of look at Durian and I look back at the potion of acid resistance because I guarantee you we're probably going to fight these things sooner or later.
I look at Nina and I'm like, Nina, if we accept the quest. Now remember, we don't know who Lysantha. She was pretty enigmatic when she walked by. We don't know who she's going to go to. We could see our good friend, you know, from before.
It doesn't really matter. It's the job is whoever brings the heads first. So as long as we beat everyone else to it,
We have
we reward
Nina.
ourselves.
I applaud your enthusiasm, but if we're going to be sent on this quest, I'd like to be told as much, and then I'd like to prepare for it. Or I'd like to all make a decision that we're going to prepare. If you want to buy now, that's fine. If you're asking me
I'm
to
just
flow
browsing,
cash, I point to Caven.
Like, well, I do have some funding which I can contribute to helping. So this is why I'm like window shopping in case we do.
Look, we gotta
But do
we
they have
gotta
any other rates,
decide.
Travis?
Fawn
got-
heard money?
We gotta decide what we're doing first before we're fronting money
we
or
have-
picking out
we have-
stuff. All right,
We have questions, and we
Yeah.
have our own quest that we're on.
yeah.
2 quests, really,
If the
if you
dragon,
want to call them as
if
such.
the dragon thing
You've got
comes
that
up,
wiki.
great. But let's decide what we're doing first, guys.
But I agree.
do you
I
have
agree.
any
If
things, Travis?
this is good, Llewellyn had good information, and we definitely have some shopping to do before setting out east, if that's where we go.
Okay,
Is there
Josh,
any rings
go ahead.
you had, Travis?
No rings.
Necklaces,
Not-
pendants. Nah.
Not at the couple of shops you checked. If you want to like visit all the magic shops in the city, that's going to take
Oh,
more time than you have.
gonna
I've
say,
given
well-
you
All
the
day.
shops you can visit within a reasonable amount of time.
yeah, I was gonna say like you tell me what I can visit within the countdown because it's literally what we're doing just to pass the time, Travis. Sorry.
Yep. Yeah, so the answer is no for those shops.
I
Okay.
break off while he continues to look. She continues to look.
Mhm.
And I invite Fawn or Caben to come with me if they want. But I want to go to a low end, a jeweler.
A jeweler. Okay.
I would
I'm-
join Dorian because I'm still a little angry at Nina for threatening to like cut off my fingers or hands or whatever she threatened to cut off.
Said if you
Legit.
stole.
Legit. Nina,
You
we'll meet you
guys
at the
have
council
found a jeweler.
chambers. And yeah, I'm gonna inquire
Okay.
about getting a ring with where the gem mount is, getting the tooth mounted in the ring.
Girl, you fancy.
I want to get a ring meat.
Okay. Sure.
I would like it to be of what does the red cap tooth look like?
Like a
Color.
tooth.
White?
Slightly yellowed.
Yellowed? Okay. I don't want it in gold then. I want it in silver. Or maybe even like some sort of like white color so the tooth stands out if it were to get mounted in it.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. You can find some place that'll do that for you. Sure. They will quote you a ring for you want it in silver. You said.
Yeah.
All right. They said they can do that for you for about 4 gold.
I nod. By the way, I haven't gotten the 250 upgrade to my account.
Did you not?
No. It still says
What does
It
it
says-
say on yours?
386.
Refresh it.
I've been refreshing it.
Oh,
It might
let
update
me-
later.
Let me save, and now you should refresh it.
Yes, I like it. I agree to 4 gold, and I say I show them what I want casted, and I said, you know what this is?
Shark tooth?
Yes, it's exactly what it is. I spent some time at sea. It was
Oh, nice! You guys caught a shark.
yeah, well, it more like it kind of was beach to shore. I don't want to make sound too brave, but we got a tooth out of it eventually.
Still a good story for the ladies, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So, do you need the tooth now, or can I come back and give it to you at the end of the process of casting the ring?
No, we can create the ring and you can bring in the tooth and we'll set it and when you're back.
Great. How long will the ring take? A couple days?
We can have it to you by a couple days.
So I hand over 6 gold. They said 4, right?
Yeah.
I hand over 6 gold and I say, I don't know, give me some sort of filigree or design on the band if you would. I'd appreciate that. Something that you
Sure,
think would look
anything
nice.
Anything you want in particular?
You know what? You guys get instructions all day long about make this, make that, whatever strikes your fancy. This is just flattery wear on my part.
All right, we'll give it some design, sir.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Cool. So
You gonna get fancy stuff now.
they set to work.
Bling bling.
Well, as a bard, you should be blinging, so I guess,
Yeah.
All right.
why not?
We reconvene back at the council chambers, Travis.
Excellent. You guys are now back at the council chamber. There are still a few people discussing with them, but you can see it's going to take about 10 to 15 minutes.
Are our weapons taken again?
Did you retrieve them to go back out?
I would have assumed so, yeah.
I would have just left mine.
Okay.
They took my rapier, right?
They would have let you keep the rapier. They would have taken your crossbow, though.
That's fine. No, then I didn't retrieve
I assume when we left they gave our stuff back, and now I guess we're heading it
If
back
you
in
went to go retrieve it, then you got it. If you didn't, then it's still sitting there. You tell me what you did.
again. Okay.
Well, Fawn and
well,
I
that's
left our
nice.
stuff there. So if you went and got it, Nina, you were on your own, I guess.
I guess I would have gone there. It's my scythe is something I don't leave behind as a fighter.
Okay, cool. So they ask you to give it back up then when you get back.
Yep. And I give it back to him again.
All right. Cool. So you guys are
Good roleplay, guys.
Good
GG.
story. Good story. Good story. Yep.
Good
all right. So you guys are waiting as they finish off distributing some funds for an orphanage in Lothief, and
Oh.
Yes.
and they the council chamber starts clearing out. You see a couple of the councilors get up, and a messenger comes over and says, "They will see you in a more private chamber, sir."
Either way.
Very well. And they lead you into a small sitting room and bring you some refreshments and ask you to wait for a bit while the council, takes a little break, and
While we're waiting,
we'll be back in a bit. Yeah, go
While
ahead.
we're waiting, I look at Nina and I say, Nina, we have two matters to bring up to Lord Nilo, I think. One concerns you, one concerns the tablet.
Do you mean
But
Keegan?
no, Lord Nilo is the historian. That's what we heard from Lasantha some time ago. That's what I heard anyway. Just keep the tattoo hush hush. There's some other matters we have to deal with that they'll want to know about. Don't blurt it out yet.
I understand.
Okay. Just I'm not saying don't speak, but I would keep that to ourselves for the time being to see where the council's leaning about us, about our missions.
Understood. I'll follow your lead.
And I partake in refreshment.
Cool. So you guys are waiting for a little bit. A servant comes back in and brings a few more refreshments and apologizes, says Lady Hilari is, not a young woman anymore, and she, needs to
fallen
take
and
a little
she
time
can't get
to
up.
rest.
It happens.
Do you say that in character?
No, I wouldn't
was
be
gonna
rude.
say.
Fawn wouldn't be rude like that. She understands to
By the
respect
way,
her elders.
Travis, Jimmy's left, so I think Durian starts dancing naked or something.
Yeah, Durian suddenly strips naked, and
Okay.
Durian just starts dancing naked.
Yeah,
because,
so he withdraws the carrot from. Oh, hey, there he's back.
Whatever you said, I did.
you danced.
You
You,
withdraw
you
a
stripped
carrot
off your
from
clothes
the
and
bed.
danced naked. Then
No, see, it
From
would
the
take me too
fire,
long.
he was roasting it. Come on, guys.
It
get
would.
your mind
It
out.
would. I actually couldn't have done that because I was gone too short of a time, and it takes longer to take your armor off and put it back on again. So, boom.
You've had
Rules.
practice. Durian has practice getting his armor off quick.
Yeah,
he needs
Durian
to know
can
this.
strip
It's
down when he needs to.
This is true.
Anyway, after a bit of a wait, they bring you into a kind of a smaller, like, sitting chamber. It's the same kind of arrangement where the table is like sort of a half circle, but instead of it being like hollow in the middle where you could walk up, it's straight on the edge, so you can kind of have a few people sit down and face the whole council. And they kind of wave you up, Durian. And right away, Lord Tegan speaks up and says, my friends, as I said, this is Sir Durian. He is a Knight Draconis of Platinus. He's recently helped me with a few personal matters. He's quite a charitable man. I offered him a reward for some good deeds he did. He instead donated the entire 2,000 gold worth of gems to local churches and orphanages.
Look at this guy, so nice.
Yes.
He's
It was as I said, we had information. Well, I'll say no more of it, but I wish we could have done more.
Of course, your assistance was greatly appreciated. But now you have some information for the council on the goings-on of our neighbors to the south. Please, by all means, enlighten us.
This is not news, as it were. You probably know much of this, but perhaps this will help in your deliberations. Just information. We had spent a good amount of time in Palatinus before the threat of Recumen was known. And when it was known, we naturally took such a threat. Remember, this was no just dragon pillaging their midst. It was both dragon and hordes of kobolds and lizard men and other creatures foul who were...
Yes, it seemed they had quite the stir there between the two countries. Speaks up, and you, Durian, actually got their names. They had like nameplates when you were in the main council chamber. They don't now, but that's in Skype chat if you want to check it out.
No, I wrote it all down. Yeah.
Yeah, and you see on your far left, Lady Sudaril speaking up. They seem to have quite the mess there. Seems the humans could never really get along with the other creatures in their area.
Yes, I think that's true, but I don't. There's more to play. As we said, we brought news of armies in the march. There were goblin and orc raids where there shouldn't be goblins and orcs, and this was because they'd been
Oi,
displaced by
I say they
sizable-
should keep in their natural habitats. Keep in the mountains, keep in the rift, keep away from the rest of us civilized creatures.
Aye. Well, they had been chased out. So the story goes that we heard is that the red dragon with its hordes were left the rift and went to the mountains and displaced the orcs and goblins.
Left the
terrorized.
rift, you say, speaks up Lord Nilo. So some of these creatures originated from that area.
Yes, and we had contact with others of the rift that confirmed this story.
Interesting. So the dragon was not a native creature of that area.
To our knowledge, not.
Curious.
Regardless, we had a threat. There were goblin and orc raids happening around and kobold armies massing in the mountains. It was bad. And we took this story and our desire to lend aid to the king, who was out. We did manage to meet Prince Louis and heard disturbing news. I found the prince to be a most noble leader, but obviously
And
not
a rather young man, I must say. What is he, 16, 17? Speaks up Lord Arendelle.
young, perhaps, but with more wisdom on his shoulders than his age belies. He recognized our threat immediately, but acknowledged that the instability had King Henry spoiling for a fight with neighboring Taurus, believing them to be the origin of all things.
And it would be easy to understand why, continues Lord Arendelle, considering how they attacked Platinus in the past. A blitzkrieg that this country stood in disfavor of when it was known. He looks around at the rest of the counselors.
I know not of the past. In the past, we have nothing for it except to learn from it. But I do know that a red dragon and hordes taking over territory in the mountains and valuable mines is, to me, a far greater threat. Yet it was difficult to bend the king's ear to such a threat.
I would think he would take the threat of a dragon in his land seriously, says the elderly high counselor.
He did, and we were justly rewarded when such a thing happened. But I believe the King Henry was disappointed we did not come back with evidence that Taurus was somehow behind this red dragon.
And did you see any evidence that Taurus was behind this?
As I said, I know not. Our travels were on the Platinus side, but all tales we heard were that, including from dark elves that we had chance to encounter by the rift, that
Dark
the-
elves, you say? And what are you doing by the rift? Asks Lady Oh my god.
Faranduil.
Faranduil.
Ferendo.
A poor
I should have made
decision-
simpler names.
A poor decision on my part, my lady. I thought we would save time by crossing up country, and I had decided to see the rift, to know where perhaps there may be clues of Recumen's origins. But it is the decision I made that eventually led to our party member, the Lady Amareth's death. Not from the rift itself, but afterwards, when we encountered another beast in the wild.
After she saved her life.
I don't
And
say
this Lady Amareth, speaks up Lord Tegan. She was a companion of yours for some time?
that. Since the beginning, yes. A cleric of Coralon the Rethian. Quite a powerful one, too.
You see a few of the counselors bow their heads and look back up. Sorry to hear of your loss, says Lord Nilo. What did you learn of this dragon, of its origins? You said it did not come from here. It's scraped up an army in this rift. Did you
I-
hear anything of where it was from?
No. And I believe the one who would have heard the most is the Lady Amareth. For see, we were not welcomed by the Dark Elves, to say the least. And I was...
Of course not.
This information comes to you from speaking with Amareth and Caben after the fact, but not... I was unconscious for the affair, caught surprised. But suffice to say that we do not... Evidence does not point to Taurus for the origin of the dragon, and all along, it seemed that King Henry was grateful but disappointed of our outcome. If that makes any sense, I leave it to your more wise minds than myself.
Do you have any more information on the goblins? You said they were taken out of their homes in the mountains. Do you have any information around the truth of King Henry's claim that Prince Balak Taurus was the one organizing them?
We had chance to learn much of what we did by capturing a goblin, an intelligent one, a scribe of their various peoples.
I would hope you'd get a lot of information out of him.
We did, and you've heard much of it. And the goblin Grimgar had no mention of a Prince of Taurus. Now he had mentioned a Griphook and others, but they had Orcish or goblin names, unless the prince had taken some sort of moniker to organize them.
I had no dealings with humans then that they had.
To my knowledge, they were simply displaced groups of people now looking for pillage and for recovering their losses. But I had informed Grimgar that we would eradicate the dragon and that he should try and convince his people to return to the mountains. And in fact, we drove out the kobolds to the best of our ability and bade them escape back to the rift for their lives. And hopefully such a vacuum would permit the goblins to return, but we left soon after.
A rather noble solution, speaks up Lady Sudaril. You gave them a path to go back to their homes. It seems, if the king is to be believed, that they did not take this path.
No,
They instead continued to fight.
I believe that we gave them a path, but I would not call it noble. It was, when we chased out the kobolds, there was no fighting capable creatures left among them. It was very practical. But evidently it was not taken, or at least that's what the rumors tell.
Well, we thank you for this information. It certainly helps, if not paint a clear picture, at least one that's a little less murky than it was before.
Yes, and, my lord, I bow to Tegan. I say, you would like word of the man once called Venric?
Yes. I actually sent for one of Lady Amara's attendants to see if she could join us. Sadly, she could not, but she did vouch for your story that you apprehended, must say, killed this man.
Beheaded, yes. He had caused us both personal grief as well as harm to the countryside in his mad bid for power. Suffice to say, there are citizens who were taken. Should you hear rumors of missing persons, I'm afraid that they can be hung on his shoulders.
In that case, a most well-deserved fate. What did you find out about this man?
The matter I'd like to bring to your attention, my lord, is in the council, is that when we first encountered him outside of Palatinus, he was younger, untried, yet having some experience in such matters, he had far more control over his minions than should be possible for a man of his capability. And indeed, when we met him in the marshes to the east and north of Kilvas, he spoke of a mistress. I know not what this means, but a mistress
Younger
of
and
some power.
Younger and untried, you say, speaks up Lord Nilo. What do you mean exactly? Was it quite some time ago that you met? Years?
Younger meaning that his abilities in the darker arts were newer, and yet knowing what I do is he'd have to be a person of immense power to have been able to raise the dead that he did, even in Palatinus. And there's evidence of rituals done that I had not seen before that seemed to be indicative of outside help. He was, after all, just recent.
You don't have too much experience with such rituals.
Of course not, but I have knowledge, some knowledge of the arcane, and to a lesser extent, knowledge in other matters involving magic and the heavens. Knowledge, religion.
I see.
Knowledge planes.
Well, I must say, says Lord Tegan, I'm glad to hear of this man's demise. And you say he was the one responsible for the warehouse fire in my city?
Yes. He'd brought some nasties over from the Laurent Isles, some undead dinosaur, raptor-looking things. Quite dangerous, but he was able to... He thought he'd to trap us, and we managed to escape, and we have since avenged ourselves on him.
Well, an arsonist, a murderer, a defiler of the dead. Good riddance.
I nod. But my counselors, that is the news we have to share, both of Palatinus and of your land.
Well, hold on now a moment, says Lady Ferranduil. Was this man working alone? Did he have any accomplices?
As I said, I have only speculation in second-hand sources, evidence. But he did, at the end, speak of a mistress that we would
Mistress,
answer to.
you say? Says Lord Arendelle. Did he say anything more about this person?
If it did, it was no more detailed. It was that a mistress, presumably of greater power, would either enjoy the offering of our blood or... Yeah. Does Fawn, do you speak up?
No, I'm just joking. Kill
No,
us
no.
all, obviously.
But that that he was doing so on behalf... That he was accosting us and would see our death on behalf of his mistress. Which seems to be of someone of greater power that he answered to. Someone or something.
Could be a patron deity or some demon or devil he worships.
If it was
worshipped.
we should be concerned if it was a deity, because he definitely had an outside hand in help. I rather suspect that he was an apprentice to some well-practiced necromancer. That he had only recently turned, as I said, he was a traveling cleric and insinuated himself into the High Temple in Palatinus City, and left. I have a feeling that he perhaps is more recently come to the dark art, and that he answered to a higher authority, a person who had.
And do you think that authority stays here in our country?
I have no clue.
By the way, every time the dwarf talks, Fawn just kind of gets this like disgusted look on her face without saying anything, just like
Okay.
displeased would be a good word for it.
He catches your eye at some point and frowns.
I frown back at him. Like
He frowns deeper.
I frown deeper.
Strokes his beard.
Well, we're talking about council members. Lord Victor, could you describe him? Arendelle.
He's not hot. Doesn't matter.
Sure. He would be a
He's human. He stands out.
Gross.
yeah. He
Who's
is
the dwarf?
human. You would he's about medium height, maybe 5'9", 5'10", graying black hair, kind of a well-trimmed mustache, fairly tan skin, and wearing nice clothes. Otherwise, I don't know, fairly nondescript. He wears the he does wear so each of the lords and ladies has their own kind of sigil. So it's the like shield of the nation of Cien, and then their own personal mark. Like, for example, Lord Tegan has the Fleur de Lis. So this guy has like the big sigil of Cien, and then the shield mark of Palatinus on opposite corners. And Durian, you did see that he is the Lord of Fort Kirbilly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anything about that town?
Yeah, that it was once under ownership of Palatinus.
That it was.
It's also a military fort that's on the border.
There was a war some time ago that I think Cien captured it or ceded it. I don't remember the circumstances, but I know that it's a human town.
Yeah.
I remember.
Nice. Well done. Cool. So you see the eagle of Palatinus in the upper right and lower left corner of his personal coat of arms, along with, of course, the shield of Cien.
Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to know about him, Josh? Or any of the other counselors?
I don't know. I was just curious because obviously the dwarf is noticeable, but the human is also
Yes.
noticeable.
Yeah, the dwarf is noticeable. Lord Gembright.
Nice.
Durian, I guess you saw that he was from the port city of Gregovian. And he's got sort of like a cut and faceted gem as his sigil. Wearing nice clothes, kind of rather gaudy rings, actually, with precious stones in them. Nice kind of silver beard that he's stroking. Immaculately kept. Quite the beard.
I'm very impressed by his beard, actually. I wish I had hair that long once again.
Oh, you
And
would
then
if
part of my
You wish
body.
you had hair, yeah.
you would if you didn't
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
burn it
burning
your
my
off.
body.
stubble's starting to grow out a bit. But yeah, I guess anything else you want to know about any of the counselors?
No, just that.
Yeah.
Well,
So, I
I'll
mean,
ask this
we've already
openly, but throughout
Sure.
this, I've been eyeing out of the corner of my eye Lord Vellum Nilo.
Sure.
He's spoken occasionally, but what's his, like, what do I read from him?
Are you trying to, like, gauge his demeanor?
Yeah, just gauge
Sure.
his, like,
Yeah, why don't you,
is
give
he
me a
paying
sense
attention to
motive
me?
check.
Is he ignoring? Is he interested?
I mean, like, on the surface, he looks to be quite attentive to your tale. He doesn't seem to be looking away from you or paying, or, like, staring you down any more than any of the other counselors.
Good. Okay, well, below the surface, what do I notice?
Give me a sense motive check.
The first roll of this session, by the way.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
this is true.
Yeah, this has been
That's
a
awesome.
role play session. Sense
ROLE.
motive.
Well,
Oh,
we
man.
did have a big session before that carried over to full fights. So.
Not very good. I don't sense much from him.
Yeah, I mean, you can't seem to get a read other than he seems to be paying attention to you. You're not getting any outward signs of, like, great joy or intense anger or anything. He seems to be taking in your story with keen interest, occasionally asking questions or making comments.
Does he seem interested in Vaughn?
I'm
I'm joking. You don't have to actually.
Yeah, most of the counselors are paying acute attention to Durian and just occasionally glancing at the rest of you.
Okay, so at this point in,
He is a good-looking man, Lord Nilo.
Yeah.
So you said.
I bow and I say, "This is all we have to offer. We are what you would call adventurers on a quest. So, should you have need of something, please let us know. We have proven ourselves, as you know, and we
Now
seek to
that
prove
you
ourselves
speak
again."
of- now that you speak of it, says Lady Ferranduil, uh, you may have been in the room beforehand where there were several small fae you may have seen. Green skin, kind of straw-looking hair. They spoke of a danger, some trolls that were in the woods. We would be looking for a well-armed party, or perhaps a portion of our military to go deal with them.
Well, we're
The-
well armed. Not right now, but in general.
I look back at Fawn and I look forward and I say, "And of the Green Dragons."
I believe Lady Lysantha was organizing a group to take care of that. You can speak to her if you so wish.
Vaughn
She's
just kinda
staying in
clears
town,
his
do you
throat,
know? I know it is rude of me to ask of you, but we've just
No,
recently-
I believe the lady is staying at well, as a lady, she would have a royal apartment within this very building. I'm not certain that she's in, but you could certainly check with one of her aides.
I will send word. Shall we say that we've met Lady Lysantha in the past several times? Our deeds.
I would think so. She'd be rather interested in you being dragon slayers.
Yes. Well, regardless, we do desire work. That I
If-
think that
Would
Go
you
on.
be interested in taking on the troll issue at all? If not, I'm
Well,
afraid I must start looking for.
Yes,
others
we'd be
to-
interested.
What force?
I sort of icon. My lords and ladies, do you know where the trolls are?
Of course I
Like,
know where they
they're
are. We're
created
interested.
missions Again?
on.
What? You don't want a
Information
challenge?
details first.
Details,
If-
details.
If I,
like a good
may, my dear,
You may.
the you kind of see her eyebrows shoot up at that. She kind of glares at you. The trolls are north of my city. That's where the Fae live. It's why I am especially concerned with this issue.
Well, we'd like to help them.
So, this is
I
Lady Ferangel.
appreciate that.
that
Yes.
So I'm just gonna say, I'm sorry, my lady, I'm new to this country, but your town is
Naysala,
South-
Nina.
Nays-
Naysala, Nina.
Yes, Nesa.
and you say to the north.
We're
what do you
there to the north of my city. It would be west and south of here.
Hmm. My lady, I thank you. We will consider your request. As I said,
Please
any
do.
challenges good for us, and we do desire a challenge. Obviously, for reasons of our past exploits, the
Of course.
call for dragons interest us. I would consult with Lady Lysantha, but may we consult with you tomorrow?
Of course. I would be more than happy to help arrange it. I have a relationship with the Thorns that is, well, not too prickly.
Thorns?
Ha!
Question
Caven
mark.
laughs. Caven laughs.
That's okay, Little Josh.
Yeah, Caven, I chuckle like like sort of that sort of yeah, and Caven's like bah!
Alright, it's not that loud, but it's
I
a
don't
very.
know what they actually are, Travis, but I assume when I say Thorns question mark, she tells me it's the Fae.
We were told this last time we played.
She
Travis
she
sent pictures.
she looks at all of you and says, "They're nasty creatures, trolls. Vicious, brutal. You can wound them and they will only heal within a day."
Yes, and they deserve to die.
By fire.
I couldn't
we're
agree
told.
more.
Disgusting creatures.
I
always-
couldn't tell you the exact details. I have not fought trolls myself.
I'm sorry, my lady, but council members, you've given us more than enough of your time after a long day.
Yes, we are very thankful for your information and your interests in helping our country's issues. Is there anything we can do to help you?
No, I would just like to send my regards to Lord Tegan when he has a moment.
He nods and says, "Of course, I can speak for a moment."
After your meeting, of course. Perhaps I will see you in the town hall, wherever we are.
I believe this is concluding our business here, so we can meet right after if you'd wish.
Sure. I bow and sort of usher the party back to the entranceway
Sure.
and sort of chat with them. And
So it's just the party right now?
I'm hoping to like both. By the way, my motive here, Travis, is both
Yeah.
to chat and to just sort of reaffirm like happy to help Lord Tegan, but I'm also trying to like catch Lord Nilo before he leaves the room.
But
Well,
if
they're
it's-
they're like exiting out a different doorway, so if you want to speak to him, you're gonna have to like speak up. They're not. He's not gonna come past you, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
And if you're trying to like catch his eye, like you may have
okay,
to say
can
something.
I do this differently then? It's just say
Sure,
thank you without
absolutely.
speaking directly to Lord Tegan. Just say like thank you, counselors, and then as they're departing, call to Lord Nilo if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Hopefully
I mean
pull
he's
him
just
away
kind
from
of
the pack.
yeah, he's just kind of getting up.
Okay, well, real quick, before Durian like calls out to him, if the group is by themselves, I'd just kind of remark silently to the group like, that lady doesn't like me very much. I just
No.
wanted to help.
Because she spoke rudely.
I didn't speak rudely. I told her I wanted to help.
Fawn, and also like you don't speak up for the party
Well,
when we haven't decided.
what else are we gonna do?
Go
Why don't we
kill
go
some
fight
bandits.
things?
Dragons.
Some dragons.
But
Now
we
gotta
could
go
fight
tear
these
some
other
trolls.
things.
Not
I want to fight
everything's
some
about fighting.
dragons.
The lords and ladies are starting to kind of filter out. So Durian, if
I step
Like-
forward and I say, or actually, I go quickly while I see them standing up. I go, Graben, say these words. Say, Lord Nilo, a moment. Can you do that?
Lord Nilo, a moment. He says, kind of like rushed and loud and too loud than it should be.
everyone kind of
Awkward.
like starts a bit and kind of looks.
But I'm
Yes?
I'm miming that I'm talking
Yeah.
to Fawn, so I don't notice.
Can I help you, young man?
Yeah, could
I
I
look over.
Could I have it?
I look.
Could I have a little bit of time?
Oh, a private moment. Of
I-
course.
if you would.
Absolutely. And he kind of speaks to an aide and steps over and
Durian.
I got you.
he's coming your way.
So when I sense, because I've been like monitoring this out of my perceptual, my
Yeah. Yeah.
my
you-
vision.
you-
I I
perverse-
break off my fake conversation and I'm like,
Yeah.
Caden's
Lord
such a
Nilo.
lackey for all you guys.
Yeah, I know. He's a lackey, but I love it. We need a lackey. We need a gopher.
Just the
Who just-
lovable
who says yes to everything. Somebody has to be the yes man.
Even stand in front of the dragon and distract your body.
I thought that was my
with
job.
your body. I say yes. Lord Nilo, and I'm like sort of looking down. And I'm like, we've come across something in our travels, and we were told that you were a notable scholar of history and ancient lore.
Ah, student of history, are you? Well,
Mm,
I must say I'm always intrigued by the more forensic arts. Please, do you have a moment?
yes, if you do. Shall we talk here?
Why don't we go up to my chambers? My office is rather more well equipped for this type of discussion. So, have you had a chance to study at the university? Is that why you come asking?
No, as I said, you know our tale. We are adventurers. It's more something I've come across. I've learned
Ah.
much, but it is with help, and it is with that I bring to you.
Ah, well, I always relish a chance to be a teacher.
Out of game, where did we find this election sheet?
I looted it from the crypt where we were
Oh,
going
that's
to
right.
fight Benric for
That's
the
right.
first time.
Yeah, the first
Yeah,
time.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Full motherfucking circle.
Well,
It was
please
just funny
follow
because two
me.
people told you not to touch anything. You still did anyway.
I know.
That's
That
the
was
point of
that
D&D,
was
to
the
touch
height of our
everything.
That was the height of our like having to whisper everything to Travis. That
Yeah.
we wanted
That's
to
when
my
he was.
God,
That's when he
so
was like,
fucking
"No more
great.
Travis was
whispering.
like, no more.
No
No
more
more.
after this."
Hey,
Yeah.
Travis, I don't have the inscription on my handouts anymore.
You lost the translation.
No, I had the translation the whole time.
No, it was in your bag, and you didn't get it back.
Yeah, you lost the
You do
translation.
not have the translation.
No, wait, but
You
what-
have the tablet.
No.
Oh, we have the tablet. We have the tablet.
Yeah, no, the little note was lost.
The note
Travis.
itself
However, someone.
does
Someone
not have
hacked
a
into-
photographic memory. Keep
Oh,
that.
come
in
on,
mind.
she only had 6 months of memory in her mind, Travis.
Doesn't mean you know.
I
it.
thought
she
we
can
had
have
said
it.
that when I noticed that it was gone, that I had copied down what I had remembered from the.
I mean,
Yeah, you may have a
remember
personal-
loosely, but we don't know like the exact wording.
So Durian, you remember the gist of it, right?
Yeah, I need to see the like words to remind myself of like the whole thing, but like
Secret
Something
power
about-
hidden in
That
desert.
was-
Great if you had a note of it.
I'm pretty sure I wrote down the whole thing at some point. So
You may have.
Would you like
And-
a coffee, Durian? That
No,
jumps out your
you
memory.
can't get him an exact copy, Josh.
Can I give him small portions of it, like keywords? See if that jogs his memory?
Sands of Shurima.
No, it was a hidden
Oh, I
power
remember.
in the desert. That's the gist of what we know. We don't know the exact words.
I mean, you heard the full thing, but it's up to what the players remember without
God damn
consulting
it!
an exact inscription.
I paid so
I
much
rem-
money for that damn inscription.
Wasn't there?
Yeah,
like,
I
a
remember
spoilers or
life-
something in the
You
wind?
did
I don't
pay
even
someone
know.
a lot of money for that
Yeah,
I
exam.
paid
and-
Llewellyn,
yeah, and
Llewellyn, who were on a race to take this from.
Well, he's still here. He probably knows what. He probably has the inscription still. The translation. You probably get another if you want.
Can
Does
we look
anyone
through our
remember what-
notes or no?
Does anyone? Oh,
Like
okay.
like I
yeah.
said, if you have an exact
I don't have
inscription written
exact,
down,
but I
then
might
the
have a
answer is
note or
no.
something.
Oh,
Yeah,
I haven't
but-
exactly, but there is a portion Nina remembers without looking the entire thing, and this is because I was literally studying for the entire session, trying to think of what part refers to me in it. And it's the middle one of the middle paragraphs.
Sure. So tell you what, you can remember that one paragraph pretty well.
Yeah.
Because it stuck out in your mind.
A bowl of life, ever flowing, a fire of death, a most unfair, and most unfair. A cup of vitality, the beat not swallowing, and a language of metal, light as the air.
Just say when we get upstairs. Apparently, I didn't write it down in this notebook. I'm really pissed.
Well, but this is good though because you literally did lose the note. You lost the translation. So go on what you remember. And Nina
Okay,
has
I just want to pronounce it. Okay. The house of is it not? It's not Sharia. It's
Shurima.
it's not Sharima.
Shumira.
Shamira.
Shamira.
Yes.
Travis stole it from League, but said it wrong.
Or
I didn't
he
say it
changed
wrong at
it.
all. I said it exactly how I intended.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Shumira,
So
then.
what? Tell us when we get upstairs, Travis.
You guys are upstairs. You're ushered into a very well furnished sitting room. Quite a few. I don't know if you'd call them artifacts necessarily, but small jade statues, some crudely made maps all over the wall with pins in them. Several other little knickknacks, some things of bone, some ivory, like an ivory abacus sitting kind of on the back wall. Books and books and more books all over the room.
Travis hashtag supports the ivory trade. Mention.
Small things of silver, something that looks like a dream catcher with beads and feathers and whatnot. Quite a few things. He sits you down on a long couch and sits in a large, comfortable chair with a glass of
Right
water.
as he's lowering himself to the chair, I go, I want to know about the House of the Winds.
He kind of lowers himself down. The House of the Winds. Wow, that is a name I haven't heard in a few decades at least. But you're picking up the quest. Excellent, excellent.
We have a tablet. Speaks of it. I had a translation that was lost, but it was quite difficult to translate. We just have our collective memory now.
a tablet. May I see it?
It's in my
Yeah, you have a
backpack amongst the goods that we were not trusted to carry into your presence, I'm afraid.
Could you describe it to me?
Electrum, inscribed. And I give a rough description of the tablet.
He looks a little off-put and says, Did you know Lord Bellinor?
What?
He was
I
an
say-
elven lord, an adventurer, an explorer, an archaeologist of sorts. He had a very similar tablet 25 years ago. Came to me with similar questions.
What happened
Sadly,
to Lord
he's
Bellinor?
passed.
Hmm.
Sadly, he's passed, yes.
Recently?
He was... No, I think shortly afterwards he was... Well, he had been questing for many things for a long time, and I dare say he spent most of his family's wealth on such things. Now that I think about it, might be more like 35 years ago. Whew, how the time flies. But
Yes.
yes, he had a similar artifact mentioning the deserts of Shumira.
Perhaps we are now in possession of said artifact, because what you describe is very similar to what we have read. What can you
Well,
tell
I
us?
dare say his family would be willing to sell it off to try and recoup a bit of inheritance. What can I tell you? Oh, the same things I told him.
Right.
Shumira, the desert sands of Shumira. Well, it's an interesting tale there. Have you ever heard the legend of Lord? I don't know if it was Lord, but I believe it was Magus Claiborne.
No.
The name sounds familiar, but you'd have to tell us.
Well, many millennia ago, there was a few millennia at least. Anyway, there was a thriving desert nation known as Shumira, kind of an empire of sorts in the... Well, I believe it to be in the northwestern corner of this continent that we're on. Was said to be an empire that stretched many of the current countries that make up this continent. Well, the power of magic seemed to reign supreme there. The artifacts that have been recovered that directly refer to the nation, painted as a powerful mage's town. Mage's town is not right. City, metropolis, yes. This was back in the age of history. Bronze Age technology, you know. Things that weren't, weapons, armor, things not nearly as advanced as these days. Anyway, the powerful magus, they didn't like the Magus Claiborne, and when he sought to rule, they rebuffed him and cast him out of their nation. And that's how they say Claiborne's Point came to rise. There's a river that runs in the northern area of this continent. Let me try and remember the name here. It's been some time since I've looked at this area of the world. Yes, the Glimmering River, they call it.
Glimmer.
Large, wide, just this huge flow of water, flow of life right through the middle of Shumira. Well, Claiborne's Point is a mountain, a singular, very uniform mountain, said to have been risen up through the earth by the angered Magus Claiborne. When he did this, he split the river down the middle, tore out tracts of earth to divert the waters, and soon Shamira found itself without a water source. And over the hundreds of years that followed, well, the city turned to dust. A desert surrounded it, and soon the empire fell. It was always an arid land, and, well, cutting off its main source of water. They say that Claiborne made the final point.
Wow.
Magic
would-
not seen in our time, perhaps not even seen in the first age of knowledge, the true age of great magic.
Why do such a thing? Why ruin the vitality of your region?
Why kill people and raise their bodies as undead? Some people are evil.
This is true.
Was it Nihilus? Was it?
I'm sorry, my dear?
I'm trying to remember his name before I actually say it. Travis Nihilus.
Neither.
Vellum Nilo, yeah. N-A-I.
Lord
Lord
Willem
Nilo.
Milo.
Yes, my dear.
There's a phrase I do remember from the tablet, and I was wondering if you could shed some light on it. It
Oh,
speaks
I-
of 4 elements.
4 elements. I'm not sure the tablet was ever completely translated. Please, go ahead.
Son of a bitch.
What?
And
No, that's out of character.
I say
Son of a
it spoke of needing 4 elements of the earth, and it was
4 elements.
a bowl of life ever flowing, a fire of death, an end most unfair, a cup of vitality, a beat not swallowing, and ringlet of metal light as the air. I was wondering, could you think of any, like, as a most notable scholar, do you have any idea what those 4 elements might be?
Oh, my dear, I'm not sure. I was never one much for riddles. I always appreciated the practical application of knowledge, not sitting around dancing in tongue twisters. But cup of vitality. A good red wine always makes me feel vital. He raises a glass to you. You've been provided with
Chuckle.
refreshments.
I kind of
as well.
nod like, yeah.
Sort of chuckle.
I don't know, my dear. I honestly do not. I don't even know what such a riddle would be used for.
Tricking people like us.
I mean, the first line I've sort of thought about. It sounds like water, but
My dear,
I'll
I will leave the the guesswork to you.
No idea.
Still, to come across such an artifact would be an interesting adventure to go on. Did you get the thing entirely translated? Did it mention anything more about Shamira?
Not that I can really remember. It just as you know, a land of sand and wind, as Durian mentioned.
The land
Ah,
is
yes,
and
well-
everything.
The desert in that area is known as the Jorgander Wastes. I dare say it is sandy and windy.
Jorgander.
I walked
Wastes.
around it once in my youth, but that was decades and decades ago.
Ooh. How long?
Must
Let
was
me
admit-
that?
ask, how long did it take?
Oh, could have been 80. Let's see, what is this year? 1241. 83 years ago, I believe?
How long did it take you to walk
And
around?
if I may
time ago.
ask,
Oh,
Yeah, that's what
several weeks, if I remember correctly. 3 weeks? Maybe a month? I certainly wasn't going to go through the desert. and the trip around was not all that safe, I must say.
What did you encounter?
Not what, but who. Marauding bandits.
Tarasques.
I'm sorry, my dear, what?
No, that was Allison. Because Juan wouldn't know what a Tarrasque is.
the kind of creatures that roam the outsides of deserts, like lions and hyenas. Once had to outrun a cheetah. And by outrun, I mean outrun the slowest guy in our group. He kind of stares off into the air for a little bit.
Long time ago, though.
Yes, my dear, I dare say I couldn't run that fast anymore.
You know.
It was fast enough at the time.
That it was, young man, that
Still
it was.
alive.
Durian, do you have any more questions about Chimera?
No, we have a. I have an
We
appointment
can
to make
always visit. Yeah, with Mr. L.
with a Mr. So
Mr.
Yes.
What?
I dare say there are a few of those in this city, my dear. And he gives you a wink. Oh,
Lord,
well, is there any more scholarly pursuits I can help you with?
Yes, there is, but
one
this.
in particular.
Yes, this changes the tenor a little bit. Nina, might you disrobe somewhat?
Might you what? He
It's
says,
not-
it's
it's
choking on.
purely scholarly pursuit,
Why don't you
my lord. But
explain
Yeah,
to him a little
ah,
first?
there's
There's
something
a
you must
marking-
Here,
examine.
get naked in front of this random guy.
No, I don't have to get naked. Born.
my
You-
dear, keep your clothes on, please. I
Okay.
love my wife.
My
Sir.
lord, I'm sorry. I'm blunt to a fault, but Nina, will you please at least show the top of the tattoo?
Yes.
Of the what?
There's a marking.
My dear, your body art is your own. Now, I must say, this is a bit
My
improper.
lord, we have done no foolishness up until now. Please hear us out.
It's not a tattoo that I know to have done to myself. I believe it may have something to do with my memory loss, and I was wondering if
Yeah, you probably
could
got
tell
it
us
before you
anything
had
about it.
amnesia.
Wait, yo, what?
Cabin, she's right in this. My lord,
I'm just saying, be
we came
upfront.
across
Be
Nina
upfront
some
with the
time
Lord.
ago. She was helped by the late Lady Amareth of Sarah.
Amaranth of Sarah.
Amareth
Her name
Sarah-
was Amaranth Sarah.
Amareth of. You might. I. That's what I say, and I say
Oh, Sarah.
and Nina has an acute form of memory loss. I
I see.
had the opportunity to perform a detection of magic on her to determine perhaps some origins. She was attacked most viciously outside of Riem by a wizard of great power.
Allison is just pretending she doesn't hear this because it makes her sad.
She was attacked and called a name that I won't. I look at Nina. I say I won't say right now, but I'd like your opinion on this tattoo that Nina has no memory of ever receiving, and the magical aura that I detected on her originated from her back, perhaps from this tattoo. It is important. I would show you at least the top of it.
This is most irregular, I must say.
I fully
You are a
understand
noted
what that
scholar,
means.
Lord Nilo. It may be irregular, but this is, I assure you, even perhaps more interesting than a tablet.
All right. Go ahead, my dear. Please keep as much of your clothing on as possible.
Nina,
I understand.
show the phoenix's head.
Yeah, I show basically up to the shoulder blades, Travis.
Like the bottom of your shoulder blade?
Like,
Like he shows halfway down her back,
It's-
basically.
Okay,
yeah, while keeping my front covered, Travis.
yeah, of course.
Fair.
He says, by the gods, that's a large tattoo. That had to hurt like hell.
That's what I said.
Do you know what that is, Lord Nilo?
A bird of some kind? You mentioned a phoenix. Is that what you suspect it is?
Well, you seem
Probably.
squeamish, but further down it becomes something rising from fire.
Well, sounds like a phoenix to me.
Does the term time child mean anything to you?
Oh, child of time.
Time child?
I nod to Nina when she
Yes,
says
this
I
man who
cannot
attacked me was most weird.
I must say, if he's calling you a child of time, that doesn't make sense.
Well,
Perhaps,
we thank you for your consult.
Yes,
Yes.
I don't even know who to direct you for this kind of thing. Direct you to.
I do have. Have you ever heard the name? And I paused for a second as I do freaking ruin this name. What the hell is it? God damn it, Travis, your name's so damn complicated. It's not funny. In the slightest.
Well, this is what happens when you guys always ask for names. Is I put down some notes.
Yeah,
I have a
Kenny is
list of
like, his name is
goddamn.
Bob or George or something.
Well, that wouldn't
Pretty
be
sure
memorable.
his name is not Bob or George.
Oh, there we go. Damaris. You ever heard that name before?
What did you say it was?
Damaris.
I can't.
D-E-M-E-R-I-S.
I can't say I have, my dear. I'm sorry.
I quite aghast. Well, thank you for at least looking, my lord.
Yes, I
Caven.
apologize, my dear.
Messages.
Wait.
Roll
Nina,
20.
wasn't it Demarius?
Yes, I said Damaris.
Demarius.
Obviously, I'm pronouncing it a different way, but I'm saying all the letters nonetheless.
No, you're not, you Australian. Stop it. Don't lie. You say library instead of library.
It's like
You're not pronouncing all the letters there.
it's okay. Like Nina has a weird accent. It's fine.
Okay.
Yes, I'm from Locust, obviously.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
totally
yeah,
what people
whatever.
sound like.
Fucking
Oh,
weird.
damn it.
What are you laughing at, Kevin?
I made a mistake.
Oh, were you not
Do you have a
recording?
question?
No, it's something else. I mean, I
Oh,
typed in
okay.
the wrong chat.
Oh, okay.
People were asking me about past sessions, and some sessions didn't. The
Oh.
whole Twitch.
Oh yeah, a few of our sessions.
Yeah.
Kevin
Yes.
for-
Anyway,
There's a
so
few
yeah,
questions
he shakes his head and says, "I'm sorry, my dear. It doesn't appear I can help you in this."
Do you know anything about phoenixes? Just from myths and legends that you may have read.
Creatures that can die and rise again from their own ashes. Other than that, I couldn't tell you much.
Nina, have you died once and come back again?
Alright, have there been any encounters of you've seen them?
Have I seen them? Of course not, silly girl.
No, I mean people that have encountered them, or stories or tales. Like
Well, there are quite possibly people in this world who have seen one. Good luck finding them.
Yes, that does seem like a hard challenge.
Yes, I must say so, my dear.
Anyone else? I'm pretty much done with my questions.
I have nothing for
Yeah,
this
we didn't
guy.
have anything else.
Well, I do wish you luck on your quest. Do you intend to pursue Shamira? Dig out its secrets?
Perhaps.
It was a
There's also trolls afoot. Maybe my friends
yes,
are
trolls
interested.
and- and possibly a war on our hands. Who knows? But the secrets of an ancient land will always hold more sway in my heart. If you do find anything, please let me know. I would be most interested. An
Of course, Lord
ancient,
Tegan.
an ancient empire steeped in
I mean-
magic and blood.
I said no, not Tegan.
Yeah.
Uh,
Cool. So he rises and says, "Well, I must attend to my other duties."
Thank you,
Curtsy.
Lord
Thank you.
Milo.
Of course.
Dude guy.
Anytime you have any academic inquiries you wish to make, please, by all means, stop in.
We could perhaps do that.
Right? He kind of bows you out of the room.
Fawn awkwardly
as a walk-
curtsies again.
As we're walking,
Sorry,
I'm gonna
Nina.
like just walk.
It's just
Alright.
a puzzle for a different person, apparently.
What Lord Naiwai said is true. Referring to me as a child at time child is very strange.
Yeah, well,
If
we knew
Lord
that.
Teague
What we
has-
didn't know is
Lord
that
Naiwai
you
has-
still have magical residue on you, implying that you are some ultra-powerful being.
No, that just means that something of that caliber hit me or something, or did something. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm a god.
As far as
Durian,
we know.
Durian has a light bulb moment, and he goes, Nina.
Yes.
Would you be willing to show your tattoo and share your tale to somebody else?
You mean Mr. Llewellyn?
Yes, I do mean Mr. Llewellyn, but not for free.
Well, he helped me with my scythe and my cypher. I'm quite favorable to him. He might help.
I understand, Nina, but if you want to find out, this is important. He may have
I know.
information, but
It might cost him gold. I understand.
or something.
I think
Well, there's
Durian's
another thing I've
trying
been
to...
thinking about.
Nina, I think Durian's meaning it'll cost him some gold.
I think more importantly that someone who is a spoken challenger to us owes us a second translation to a missing tablet translation.
If you guys can remember something off the thing, like I said, I've studied that.
No,
specific thing.
Nina. Nina, you represent a mystery for which Llewellyn will be interested. We trade that mystery to get a second translation on the tablet.
Aha. Okay. I sort of like know where this is going. Like, I'm not a thing
What
doing.
do you mean
I
where
know
it's going?
you
I've just told you where it's going.
Yeah. But this.
We need
on that
a
kind of
mage
topic-
of great power who has some information. He may be most interested in
A
this,
mage
and
or-
I don't want to fork over thousands of gold again to get something retranslated for which Llewellyn is already openly competing for us to find the secrets out before us.
He didn't say it was openly.
He did. You weren't there. Don't worry about it. He did. It's when I got the translation. He admitted that he reclaimed rights for it. We're in competition. It's friendly competition, but we're in competition.
Well, Durian, this. On the subject of phoenixes and stuff,
Of what?
maybe there's. Well, on the phoenixes, a bird of fire. Perhaps it's just not a wizard we need to talk to.
I'm not talking to another wizard besides Llewellyn, and I need something
no,
from him,
I-
and we have something to sell. A puzzle.
I
He
don't
loves
mean that,
puzzles.
Durian, Travis, at this point, I've actually pulled out the my keepsake, the paywall wooden symbol. And so
Okay.
I don't know much about the gods, but
a cheap
do
wooden
know.
symbol. What, Nina? What?
I don't know much about other gods, but Paylor is supposed to represent light and fire, or perhaps a phoenix that is a bird of fire. Maybe someone of Paylor might know more.
That's a long shot, Nina.
Yes, but why else do I have this? I'm not a cleric. I'm a fighter.
Nina, you're not wrong. But I need that translation. We need that translation.
We'll see Llewellyn about it, but we can't do anything about it until he's opened shop anyway, right?
We can see him.
He seems to know you guys quite well.
Can you believe that fucking shit, Kevin? That's where my notes note it.
Dude, we have the worst luck with those sessions.
Well, what happened to 13 through 27, man?
What?
They're there.
No, they're not. They're not on YouTube.
We have something through there. We're not missing like
What?
10 sessions.
I went on to your thing and it says it's missing all of those sessions.
No, I'm not missing that many. Anyways,
I'm 38, 32, 20. Oh wait, there
on
it
a
is.
different subject, we're
Oh,
hitting-
okay, it's one part of session. Maybe it's in this part. Maybe I'll get lucky. In which case, I
Don't!
abort
Quit
this
trying
plot.
to look up the translation.
look at the
you don't
translation.
remember it.
Absolutely, I'm trying to look it up because I know I wrote it down somewhere and I can't find the
But
notes.
you wrote it down. Durian didn't.
Durian had it written
role
down.
play.
Durian
Very
stayed
nice.
awake nights studying it while
No,
he dreamed of
no,
great
he
wealth.
didn't.
Yes, oh, he absolutely did.
Anyway, you guys are discussing plans as you head out of the
Then we get our gear, Travis.
council chamber. Yes, you get your gear and you head out.
And we
And I
head
think
back
that's
to the
a
end
good
to call
place
it a night.
to
To end it, yeah.
call it a night.
I didn't realize it was 10 o'clock already.
Hey, it's 1 a.m.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, sorry guys.
I need to go to bed.
Yeah.
No, that's all right.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun.
They're all on YouTube, by the way, still.
They're not all on
Not all
YouTube.
sessions.
Some sessions
27
Switch
part
got-
2 is the only part 27 on there. I hope it's there.
There's quite a few.
No, I see part 1.
There's quite a few parts
just
that
not in
got
order.
corrupted and stuff. No, they're all in order if you look on the playlist, not in the upload area. Look in the playlist; they should be in order.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the...
Anyways, guys, we're ending tonight, but thanks for watching. It was lots of fun. Good role playing session. Moved several things forward, I think, in the storyline. If you enjoyed,
You know, this is probably we had one roll all night.
we
Yeah.
did.
A
It
failed
was
roll.
an ROLE playing and not an ROLL playing session.
Happens.
But I have a feeling we might be doing a little more dice rolling.
That depends,
Oh,
Travis. Is there going to be a singing
shit.
contest tonight?
Well,
It's
I wish we could have gone and
We're
seen
gonna be
Lasantha
seeing.
this session, but
Yeah, we'll be seeing what we're getting
But,
into. We'll see. But yeah, if you
I have to say that like what I'm cheesing out, what I'm salty about is that when the pack went missing and it came back, or at some point in there, people were like, "Oh, you can get," I forget who said it, like it was one of our party bills, like, "Oh, you can get a copy made really quickly." And I was like, no, don't worry about it, because I have the translation still. And I thought I still had the translation from the pack. I thought you had said that I had it, Travis.
I thought it was like halfway burned,
I-
like partly burned.
I thought, yeah,
I thought it had
exactly.
something.
He had a few letters and stuff that were a little.
I thought
burned.
the translation had survived. That's my fault for missing that cue, because I would have treated some things
Yeah.
differently.
We'll go watch that session and
I
see
said
what it
back
actually
then-
was.
I said back then I had it.
Yeah,
all
but I don't know
memorized.
which
Now,
session it
obviously,
was, because we
I
didn't
haven't
discuss
all
those things
memorized.
right away.
Yeah, I'm like.
Watch some. Anyways, I'll go ahead and close it
No,
out. We
I'm
can-
not complaining, but I'm just
Oh, that's
explaining
alright.
why I was like.
Okay,
cheesing
yeah. No, that's good.
Sure.
But let me close the show out so people can get to bed when they need to. So-
Yes.
Like sleeping,
Yeah.
yay!
Guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, if you enjoyed the show, give us a follow. We play Monday nights around 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
8 p.m. Eastern
Mhm.
Time or 5 p.m.
The only right time.
PST on the other side of the coast. But yeah, and shameless plug, this weekend, again, 24-hour stream, trying to raise money for a charity that supports kids that have terminal illnesses to get them cured or just provide more fun in their lives while they have to stay at the hospital. So please tune in for that. Please donate. If you want to donate right now, there's a link down below. You should do that. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next week, Monday. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah,
Everyone's
8
good
p.m.
for Monday?
Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah. So next week, tune in and we will see what our next quest is, I guess. We have several branching places we're going to go to.
Killing things like trolls because Fawn
Killing
wants to kill
things,
trolls.
investigating ruins, talking to old people about dragons. We'll see. But yeah. Thanks again. Thanks for watching. See you next week.